Privateer 2: The Darkening is a trading and space combat simulation game developed and published by Electronic Arts in 1996. It is a successor to the popular game Wing Commander Privateer and offers a mixture of open-world gameplay, space combat, and an in-depth story element. However, unlike its predecessor, there are no typical links to the Wing Commander universe, which is why the game stands alone in the series. The game stands out with its cinematic cutscenes and star-studded cast, which lends the game experience in a cinematic quality. The story of Privateer 2 revolves around the protagonist Ser Lev Arris, who wakes up in a hospital in the Tri-System sector with memory loss after a serious shipwreck. The galaxy he finds himself in is a lawless and dangerous place ruled by corrupt corporations, ruthless pirates, and unscrupulous mercenaries. The player takes on the role of Ser Lev Arris and uncovers the truth about his identity and the intrigues in this corrupt and lawless sector over the course of the game. The story is steeped in betrayal, revenge, and power struggles, immersing the player in an exciting and immersive world. Ser Lev Arris begins his journey by trying to put the pieces of his past together and find out who he really is. He begins as a private trader, taking on various missions to earn a living and while gathering information about his lost identity. Over the course of the game, Arris encounters various characters and organizations that help him or put obstacles in his way. Key characters include corrupt company bosses, mysterious informants, and old allies who help him discover the truth about his origins and the conspiracy that led to his memory loss. Ser Lev Arris not only has to deal with interstellar enemies and pirates, but also with internal conflicts within the various factions of the Tri-System. These challenges include both space-based battles and tactical decisions that influence the course of the story. In the course of this journey, Arris discovers that he was once part of a complex conspiracy. This conspiracy involves everything from political corruption to secret military operations. The revelation of his true identity brings him into direct confrontation with powerful enemies who will do everything in their power to silence him. In the final phase of the game, Arris is faced with the decision of whether to focus on the revenge against those who have wronged him or to choose a new path to make the Tri-System a better place. This decision leads to different endings that affect the future of the protagonist and the Tri-System. The atmosphere of Privateer 2: The Darkening is dark and intense, characterized by lawlessness and constant struggle for survival in the Tri-System. The cutscenes and dialogue contribute significantly to the immersion and allows the player to dive deep into the complex world. The player experiences the game from a first-person perspective and can control the game with the joystick as well as the mouse and keyboard, navigating freely through the Tri-System, trading, accepting missions, and engaging in intense space battles. There are 18 different spaceship models which the player can buy if he has enough money in his account. The mechanics of the game allow players to modify their spaceships and buy new equipment to be more effective in combat and space exploration. To earn a living, the player can either act as a pirate or a trader. Arris can commute back and forth between 18 moons, planets, and numerous space stations to buy or sell legal and illegal goods. To transport goods, the player must hire a freighter and protect it from pirates during the flight. To gain an advantage, the player can also hire a wing pilot, whereby there are differences between experienced and inexperienced pilots. The player can also take on various special missions, such as patrol flights, escort missions, rescuing capsules, or battles against members of the 4 pirate clans. In addition to the pirates, the military and the CIS police unit are also active as larger factions in the Tri-Sector. The game was not developed by Origin Systems, but by EA Manchester, a studio founded by Aaron Roberts. As with its predecessor, Aaron Roberts, Chris Roberts' brother, acted as producer, and the script was written by author Diane Duan. Compared to its predecessor, the game world has been significantly reduced in size, and the full motion video sequences with around 60 actors that have been typical for the series since Wing Commander 3 have replaced the animations. The development budget was around $5 million. The game used a new graphic engine, which, for the first time in the series' history, was also capable of lens flare, but also required an SVGA graphics card. The development of Privateer 2: The Darkening was an elaborate and ambitious production. It relied on high-quality cutscenes with real actors to drive the plot forward. The cast includes well-known names such as Clive Owen, Christopher Walken and Jürgen Prochnow, who lend the game a cinematic depth. The game took several years to develop, and great efforts were made to create a detailed and immersive game world. The combination of acting, cinematic cutscenes and an open game world made Privateer 2 a unique title of its time. The game was released in December 1996 after a lengthy delay, partly due to ongoing work on the graphics engine. In addition to the standard version, it was also released in a special edition, which also contained the predecessor Wing Commander Privateer, including the expansion Righteous Fire. Privateer 2 was re-released on September 19, 2013 via digital distributor GOG.com. Fans released an unofficial patch in 2013 to fix remaining issues after the last official developer patch. Although Privateer 2: The Darkening did not achieve the same cult status as some other games in the Wing Commander series, it still had a significant impact on the space simulation genre. It showed how cinematic elements and real actors can enhance immersion and storytelling in video games. The open-ended gameplay style and the freedom it offers players were later adapted and improved by many other games. Despite some criticism regarding the complexity of the game and the learning curve, Privateer 2 remains a remarkable title in the history of video games. Privateer 2: The Darkening is an example of the ambition and innovation that characterized the video game industry in the 1990s, with its mix of space combat, trading, exploration and gripping story that offers players a unique and immersive experience. Cinematic cutscenes and star-studded cast added to the immersion and set new standards for storytelling in video games. Even today, Privateer 2: The Darkening is still appreciated by fans of the genre and remains an important milestone in the development of space simulations.